And we are following breaking news this morning. The Commerce Department says the U.S. economy shrunk by just less than 1% in the second quarter of 2022. In the first quarter, the gross domestic product decreased at an annual rate of 1.6%. 2 quarters of a negative GDP sometimes signals the country is in a recession. But some analysts may not agree.
Meanwhile, today's Labor Department report shows first-time unemployment claims dropped to 256,000 for the week ending July 23rd. That is a decrease of 5,000 from the previous week. Let's take a look at how the markets are reacting this morning to all the data. And there you can see the Dow is down about 127 points. We should expect continued volatility. I mean, the market was up yesterday because it had already built in or baked in the federal funds, the Fed increase. But you know, these numbers, which I think, again, the market was expecting. So I don't expect to see a significant decrease today in the market, but you're going to see this continued volatility over the next couple of days.
We'll, of course, be watching it. In a statement a short time ago, President Biden said, quote, "We are on the right path, and this," he says, "is the plan is to be focused on bringing down inflation without giving up on all the economic gains we have made so far."
Here to discuss the latest GDP report and the federal rate hike is senior U.S. and global economist at Bank of America, Aditya Bhave. Aditya, thanks so much for joining us. So the Biden administration has been touting the strong labor market as an indicator that we are not in a recession. Based on the latest GDP report, though, historically, as I've always come to note, even when I worked for the 20 years that I spent on Wall Street, that 2 negative quarters of GDP growth indicate that we're in a recession. Are we not?
Right. Good morning. So we're probably not in a recession at this moment. It is a very unusual time, as you suggest. 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth is known as a technical recession. The official arbiters of whether we're in a recession or not are the National Bureau of Economic Research. And their approach is basically that we don't want to rely on just GDP because there's potentially measurement problems. So let's look at a variety of indicators. They look at, job growth, income growth, consumer spending. And when you look at that whole picture, job growth is still very, very strong. Income growth is solid, although a lot of that is eaten into by inflation. And consumer spending was actually still positive in the second quarter, although it decelerated a little bit from the first quarter. So when you put all of that together, it looks like they're probably not going to say we're in a recession just yet.
Aditya, why are we seeing such high inflation, though? You talk about job numbers being strong. Unemployment is at 3.6%.
So I think that's part of the reason that we're seeing inflation. It's a demand as well as a supply story. So on the demand side, the U.S. consumer is doing still pretty well, was doing extraordinarily well last year. And that demand that was driven by fiscal stimulus, that was driven by the strength in job growth, wage inflation, all of that has contributed to a pickup in inflation. And then, of course, on the supply side, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's outside the control of U.S. policymakers. So what's happening with energy and food prices is largely a function of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. There's a semiconductor shortage that's affecting auto prices. There's supply chain disruptions out of Asia and so on. Yeah.
So as we've been pointing out, inflation has put a dent in U.S. consumer confidence. And yet we all know that during the pandemic, there were a lot of people, millions of Americans actually saved money during the pandemic. The United States went through a period, which is kind of rare, where we had a significant savings rate. And so given that we are in this inflationary period, we're in this perhaps recession, but people have money that they've been able to sock away, what does that mean long term?
Right. I think that money is probably going to provide a decent buffer against the inflation shock that we're seeing. So we do expect consumer spending to slow going forward. We actually have a recession in our forecast for the second half of this year. But those excess savings should cushion the blow and should mean that the recession is relatively mild.
And where can we expect to see and feel the Fed's interest rate increase? And particularly, how will that impact the housing market?
Right. So that's exactly where you would see. You would see it in financing costs, and housing and autos would probably be the 2 sectors hit the hardest. Now, with autos, there's also a lot of pent-up demand, so I would focus on housing. There's certainly downside to the housing market. We're already seeing a big slowdown. The good news there, or the silver lining, is again that supply is very tight in the housing market, and a lot of the demand has been driven by fundamentals rather than speculation, by which I mean this very large cohort of millennials coming of age, starting families, moving into larger spaces. So that probably limits the downside to the housing market.
All right, Aditya Bhave, thank you so much.